It has been, 1 year. I'm just excited about this story because it's been a year since that historic tornado outbreak.
They happened in northeast Indiana and northwest Ohio. 9 tornadoes tore through our viewing area. Some of the most intense damage happened in northeastern Allen County, especially near Woodburn.
Meteorologist Rob Leidick spoke with some of the families impacted. He joins us now with their story. Rob.
Yeah, Paul Rackaway has lived a life full of memories on his Woodburn family farm, but he says none can compare to what he experienced on this date last year.
For me, it was just total disbelief, and never in any of my dreams did I ever think that we would ever have a tornado hit our place here.
The unthinkable happened to Paul and Nettie Rackaway's Woodburn farm on August 24th, 2016. An EF3 tornado, the largest in Allen County in more than 50 years, tracked right through their property as it crossed Dorman Road. Their home was heavily damaged, several of their outside buildings destroyed. We spoke with them a day after the storm as the cleanup was just beginning.
People have been bringing in boxes and totes and everything for us to try to salvage what we can and get it out of the house.
Now, 1 year later, they're remembering what they discovered in the days, weeks, and months that followed.
The trunk of the car they found over on Ely Road, which was over half a mile. The dump truck, the cab, was about 1,000 feet out into the field.
We had someone come to the house and bring us a picture, and it had our daughter's name on it from when she was 7 years old, and they found it in Hicksville Park.
That's about 15 miles away from the Rackaway farm. But even more surprising were the things they never found.
In the barn I had a Gleaner combine that it was about 1,000 feet out into the field. And the odd part about that is the engine was gone. And so I was concerned when they harvested the corn they were going to run into that engine. And they took all of the corn out last fall, never did find the engine.
Paul and Nettie may have lost their belongings and their buildings to a twister, but they gained a greater sense of community than they've ever known.
It's a blessing, and we have a wonderful community here. People really come together, and people we don't even know, people from all faiths, from all walks of life, just showed up and did things without even being asked to do things. God sent them to us.
The Rackaways weren't home when the storm took place. They were at a local Woodburn restaurant. They say that was a blessing, and the fact that no one was killed in the storm is nothing short of a miracle.
It's amazing the force that the tornado had. We had interior doors that were blown off the hinges. It was 75 feet from the main path of the tornado to the corner of our house. So if it would have been over 100 feet closer, the house would have been gone. If we would have been home, we may not be standing here talking to you today.
Unlike Paul and Nettie, their neighbor, Rodney Delagrange, was home during the storms.
I was watching the news, I heard there was bad weather coming, and I kept hearing it was getting closer and closer, so I looked out the window and I could just see it past the barn. So I knew I better go for cover.
The tornado ripped the roof right off his family's barn before tearing a path northeastward.
But just the shock coming out afterwards. And everything, just stuff everywhere.
1 year later, most things have been rebuilt here in Woodburn, but there are still some constant reminders of the tornado that produced 165 mile-per-hour winds. Case in point, the trees behind me. More scars can be seen in nearby forests, but Rodney has a new roof on his barn. The Rackaways' home has been fixed, and most of their outside buildings have been rebuilt. Still, it's a day they'll not soon forget.
So when the storm warnings come out, heed them.
Listen to your weather people.
Right.
They know what they're talking about when they say get away from the windows and doors, seek shelter. Do it right away. Do it. Listen to you guys.
While some would take the tornado as a sign they should move on, Paul and Nettie say it was just the opposite for them, reinforcing that Woodburn is their home. They're actually having a party with friends and family at their home tonight. News Channel 15's Kelly Roberts will have that story on Nightcast. And this is actually the same spot I was sitting in during the tornado outbreak last year. I've just uploaded this story and some other incredible video from that day on WANE.com. In the Weather Center, Rob Leidick, News Channel 15.